Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Coming to you from flooded Illinois. Look at this flood that the bus is in. We got a whole tidal wave over here. So we're supposed to get like 6 to 10 inches of rain or something over here. It's a crazy flash flood warning. St. Louis is under it too. Right now we're still in the Effingham, Illinois campground, but it's pretty bad, guys. Look at this guy. It's all flooded, and his tent is right there. I don't know how he's not soaking wet. I'm surprised these tenters are still here. Last night, it came down really heavy, really heavy. Look, I don't know if you can see, my whole site is water. Keep constantly getting flash flood warnings. I got people messaging me on Facebook and text, seeing if I'm still alive, which I appreciate. That's very cool. Yeah, we're still alive. We're all good. I kind of regret. I was gonna put the bike on last night, back on the bus. Yeah, I'll do it in the morning. Hopefully the weather will change. Well, it didn't, and now I regret not doing it. So now I have to do it in the rain. But we're gonna eat some breakfast and start packing up, and we're gonna start heading south to Missouri today, guys. So come along, because it's supposed to stop raining, at least down there. So let's hit the road. Alright, guys, we are officially on the road, pulling over for a bit though. Just got some lunch, just got some Burger King real quick, and then right next door is gas. It's the cheapest gas on the route at the moment at $4.19 a gallon, so we're gonna fill the bus up and the generator and the gas can. That way we're good to go. It's just non-stop rain here. Just trying to get south so it stops. But got my crown, so I'm looking very fashionable today. You guys like it? Yeah? Okay. Alright, let's go get some gas. Well, not how I expected my day to go, but we're on the side of the highway. It's been a while since I've been on the side of the highway. And the issue is coolant. It's all gone. We were just cruising down the highway. You know, these hills are killer in Missouri. But we were cruising up and down the highways, and then Sam let me know that the thermostat was reading hot. So we pulled right over. And of course I see coolant pissing out from all the way in the front of the motor to all the way in the back. I'm not sure if it's because we're on a hill going back and the coolant leak is in the front. I know I put a brand new water pump on this thing about 8 months ago, so that would suck if that failed, because it was not cheap. It was like $500 or $600. And everything is so crammed under here that I can't even see the coolant hoses to see if one of them popped off or if one of them busted. So 3 times I had to call State Farm. 3 times. Because they kept sending the wrong wrecker out. First, it was too small of a wrecker. Then they were going to send me out another wrecker, but the bus is too tall apparently. You can't be over 12 feet on this highway. Now finally they got this other guy coming out. I guess he's just gonna disconnect the drive shaft and tow us. I just hope that the back deck isn't an issue, you know, when lifting it. It sits up pretty high. I don't know how high he's gonna want to lift it. We do have some clearance though. The other issue is the tow hitch too. I don't know. I also told him I have 2 dogs and Sam and I. He said that's okay. We have a shop that I called. I let them know what I have and we're bringing it in. They said they probably won't be able to get to it till tomorrow. So, I don't know. It really sucks. Kind of wish I wasn't like in the middle of nowhere right now. We're down by we're like 20 minutes north of Poplar Bluff, if you guys are familiar with the Missouri area. It's like in the Ozarks. So, I don't know, he said he'll be here shortly, whatever that means in tow truck lingo. And I'll update you guys once he gets here. But this, I mean, it sucks that they make these things so tight that you can't even see your coolant hoses anymore. And I even tried to dump 5 gallons, our 5-gallon fresh water tank that we carry. I dumped all of it into the thing just to get us to a shop. And as soon as I started pouring it, it just pours right back out on the ground. So it must be, it's either a hose or the pump, something on the pump cracked or something like that. I don't know. I'll get back with you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so we're over here now. And the bus is here, safe and sound. I can't tell you what kind of... It was very nerve-wracking and stressful getting this bus on the trailer that this guy brought. I'm gonna pop a picture up. It was ridiculous. I can't believe it got on there, but he was literally the 3rd tow truck that State Farm sent out. They did a terrible job. They just couldn't grasp the idea of what I was driving. I pretty much said I'm in a 26-foot Class C RV, and they just kept sending me these small, tiny little trailers and small, tiny little RVs, you know, tow trucks. I don't know, but this guy got us here. The mechanic is over here, right here, and the way he made it sound was he was gonna look at it real quick, because they closed at 5 and we got here at like 5:10 or something like that. And he made it sound like he was gonna wait, because we were like 6 minutes away. And by the time we got here, he was gone, because we told him, I think it's just a small little coolant. We pinpointed where it's leaking from. The problem is the compressor is in the way, and I can't reach. I don't know how to take the compressor off. I don't want to start pulling pulleys and belts and then I forget the configuration. I don't want the headache. So it's here. They don't open until 8 tomorrow, but I did add a couple of these Poplar Bluff pages, which is where we're at right now. And I kind of put out an SOS and asked if anybody can come out. And this one guy messaged me, said he has the same type of bus and he can come out after he eats dinner tonight. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. If he comes out, that'd be great. There's a whole bunch of stores over here I can get more coolant. If I need a hose, I can jump on the Grom and go get a hose if that's the case. But once he gets back, or if he comes, hopefully he comes, I'll update you guys. Alright guys, so it's the next day, obviously. I think you can see that it's light outside. And had a very interesting night. So as I told you guys in the last clip, we were out there. He was probably out there till like 11:45, 12 o'clock at night, and he got there around like 5:30. These engines are such a pain to work in. The main issue is that it's just so tight. You know, you gotta pull out the airbox, and then this hose, this coolant hose, is what busted. I'm gonna pop a picture up somewhere of kind of what happened. We had to rip it off because it was actually crumbling. That's how bad it was, guys. It was literally falling apart as he was trying to pull the hose off of the engine itself. So to get to that, we had to pull the top compressor, which is the compressor that used to run the rear AC. So I don't really need that anymore. I could put I forget what they're called, but it's like a false pulley. It's just a pulley. It wouldn't be connected to anything. So we had to move the AC compressor for the rear, and we had to take out the alternator to get to both lines. He had to remove the oil fill tube and the oil dipstick. I mean, like, there was so much crap in the way, and we even tried getting to it from the doghouse, but it was too far forward. It was right behind the compressor, which is right in the front, but you have to pull everything out. So it took quite a while. We had to make a couple trips to AutoZone and to O'Reilly's because neither of them had the coolant hose that I need. Now, the coolant hose for this is a little weird because it has a split off. One runs straight to the heater for the front cab area, and then the other one splits off, runs around to the back for where we used to have the rear heater, but we don't have it anymore, but it still runs through it. So we had to find these lines and everything, couldn't find it anywhere, and the part was stupid expensive. It was like 125 bucks. So we ended up buying a couple different rubber hoses and some T-split-offs and 2 concentrated gallons of coolant, and we only spent 50 bucks. So we saved a ton of money just doing it ourselves. So that kind of helped out really good. We put some miles on the bus. It is staying nice and cool now, knock on wood, everything is running great. And I really appreciate him coming out. And at the end of the night, guys, he was there for like he had to be there for like 6 or 7 hours in total. I mean, he went home for a little bit to like use the bathroom, and I think he grabbed something to eat. But, you know, say like about 6 hours of really working. You know what he charged me at the end, guys? $60. I'm like, I'm fully prepared with like a bunch of money in my pocket. Like, damn, this guy is gonna rake me through the coals, because, you know, he really did put a lot of work in. It was long hours. It's just a pain working in there, like I said. So he charged me $60. I obviously gave him quite a bit more than that, because, you know, I value, one, somebody's skill, and two, somebody's time. And, you know, the tow truck that we had, which was a whole nother story, by the way. I will pop a picture up of how we got the bus to this auto mechanic. Actually, he parked us in the parking lot by the auto mechanic, because they were closed by the time we got there, because it took so long for State Farm to get me a tow truck. So they were horrible. But anyway, so by the time we got there, you know, they were broke, they were closed, and the guy just didn't seem too thrilled about working on my bus at all, which got me a little nervous. So then I started adding a whole bunch of Poplar Bluff, Missouri pages, which is where the city we broke down in. And I just started pretty much putting out an SOS, telling everybody my situation. I just have a coolant leak. You know, if you're mechanically inclined, or if you're a mobile mechanic, I really would appreciate your help if you can come out to this location and do it. Guys, I cannot tell you how many people shared my ad, how many people messaged me asking if I'm okay, that they'll come out and they'll take a look at it for free. Some people even offered that they'll come out and look at it for nothing, which I would never accept, obviously. I mean, like, the kindness over here in Missouri and Poplar Bluff was real. Like, people were really willing to help. I probably had about, no lie, about 100 messages just from people that wanted to help. People shared my ad to different groups and stuff. I mean, it was really overwhelming. I couldn't believe how much help we got. But I had a mobile mechanic in the bay in about 45 minutes, and he did a great job. And I really appreciate his help. I really do. So the bus is back on the road. I still want to do plugs and wires, I think it is. I don't know. I get confused every time, and I think Robert gets frustrated with me when I mess it up. But he's going to do plugs and either wires or coils, or I don't think I have coils. No, I don't think it's coils. I don't know. No, the coil sits on top of the wire. You know, I should really take a mechanic class. But he's going to do all that. That way I get rid of that misfire code on this bus. It's very slight, but I'm really hoping it'll improve my fuel mileage a little bit, and it'll also let the bus run even smoother.
We're worried too that we got a vacuum leak.
Yeah, that's another issue I'm having. So when I'm coasting down the highway, it's not a problem. But when I go up these hills, which are everywhere in Missouri, and the bus kind of like goes into like a lower gear for more power, I lose my cold AC. And I've been Googling it and searching it, and it says that that if that happens, that you have a vacuum leak somewhere in the system. And I think that's kind of a pain to find, because you gotta get this machine and it like pumps smoke into the system, and it'll like leak out or wherever the leak is. So I'm not sure if Robert can do that. I think AutoZone will rent you the tool, because if you guys are unfamiliar with AutoZone and all those kind of auto parts stores, a lot of them will rent you tools for free to get the job done, you know, when you buy parts from them or whatever. So I gotta see if they have that machine. Maybe we can figure that out too. That would be great. But otherwise, the AC blows cold up front. It's, like I said, it's only when the bus has to work really hard to get up like really steep hills. So I don't know. You know, there is a trade-off when you live on the road and you drive your bus a lot, or whatever you're in a lot. You know, you put a lot of stress on it. There's a lot of weight in this bus. It weighs, we're pretty close to gross vehicle weight, which is about 12,500 pounds. I think we're sitting around 12,000. So I don't know. I'll have to weigh it again one day. We added this full-size fridge since I last weighed it, and this brand new countertop, which is probably quite a bit more than we used to have. So I'll have to add it up. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update. Everything's cool. The tow truck was sketchy as hell, though. Finally, they brought this guy out with this Dodge Ram 2500 with a Cummins. Yeah, I was too, because for a while I didn't think we were gonna get it on. It wasn't his fault. It was kind of ours, because I have that hitch on the bottom.
Well, no, it's State Farm's fault. They're not telling you what we're in.
Yeah, but I didn't tell them about the hitch. I didn't think they were going to send this car dolly out, okay? I didn't know, you know, I thought they were going to just send a truck out to pick the bus up from the front a little bit and just disconnect the drive shaft. But instead, now we got this guy out here with a Dodge Ram 2500 with a car dolly. I bent the hell out of his ramps. I think I have a picture of it. Yeah, I took a picture of it. I'm going to put it up. I bent the hell out of those ramps. They're, you know, they're for like a small 4,000 pound car, not a 12,000 pound bus. I don't know. And then he loads it on, and this one tire is like flat. I'm like, bro, you got to fix that before we go, because if it blows out, you know, we're going to be in that truck with you. It can cause a major accident. I can lose my bus. So he pulls out this air compressor, and we're sitting there. And those small air compressors they just have a really hard time filling up high PSIs.
Oh, now there's a 12,000 pound bus on top of it.
Right, right. So, especially with the bus on it, because it was already loaded, he's trying to fill up this tire, and it's taking forever, and the little air compressor is burning up, and it's shutting down. Luckily, the place that we were taking the bus to was only 9 miles. We were probably going like 30 miles an hour on this highway that the speed limit is like 70 or 65, and it was still swaying back and forth on the back, because all the weight in this bus, mainly, it's probably like a 65-70% is in the back because of our bus and everything, because of the bed and everything in the back. The TV is closer to the back. The fuel tank is in the back. So, you know, all that weight was hanging off the end of the trailer, and it was just making a sway, and he's locking the brakes up, and I feel the whole truck rocking. It was just a super sketchy thing. I mean, he's a very nice guy, and he really busted his butt to get this bus on here. We had to put a jack underneath the hitch, and then because it was scraping as I was going up the ramp from the tail, he put a jack under it that had wheels, and then he pulled the bus onto the dolly with a, what is that called? What is that called, Sam? I can't think of it. You know, with a winch. And he pulled it on with a winch, and because when he jacked the back of the bus up, my tires in the back weren't touching the ground anymore. I mean, it was like the redneckest, hillbilliest thing ever. But I just wanted to get off this highway and, you know, just get to safety and get the bus taken care of. So.
Well, we're definitely not dealing with State Farm again for roadside assistance.
Yeah, you know, I don't understand. I told him when I called on the third time, that's when I was really annoyed at this point. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, you guys know I'm driving an RV. This is not a 3,000 pound Fiat or whatever. I said, listen, dude, I said, I'm driving a 26-foot shuttle bus. It's pretty much it's a RV, 26 feet. It weighs 12,000, I said 12,500 pounds. And, you know, and I need somebody to lift me up from the front just a little bit and tow me out of here and disconnect the drive shaft. Okay, we got it. I'm going to add that to your notes, blah, blah, blah. And then this guy came with a flatbed, so I don't know. It's not State Farm. They run through some other company called like Reliant or something like that. It's, I guess, a third-party system that handles that, but it's awful, and they just don't comprehend, and they don't forward, you know, your information that you tell them to whatever dispatch system they use for a tow company. So I don't know. There's a couple other companies. What are those companies called?
CoachNet, Escapees.
Yeah, CoachNet and Escapees apparently offer, you know, towing for bigger rigs. AAA, I heard is hit or miss.
AAA does not touch shuttle buses.
Well, if you tell them it's an RV, I don't think the tow company would care. But if you tell AAA that you have a converted bus, they will not cover it. So I don't know. So we're gonna have to give them a try. I mean, the roadside assistance on this thing is only like $9 a month or something like that, $10 a month.
CoachNet is 80 a year.
Yeah, and CoachNet is 80 a year, so it's a little bit cheaper. I mean, they've saved me a ton of money already. This tow would have been like $300-400, so I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end this vlog. Everybody is good. The bus is running great, back in good condition. Just gonna get those couple of things. Oh, and I have a headlight out now too. But it's always something. But everybody is good. Everybody's healthy, and that is the main point. I hope you guys are all having a great day. You know, the channel has really been growing since we started traveling full-time all over the country now, and that's great. I have a lot more really fun vlogs for you guys to come up. I got some cool places that we're going to stop at. We're going to go visit some other YouTubers. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video, and yeah, see you guys later.